All right, good day. I am Nduka Odo, and with me here today is
Godson Achibu.
Nachibu. Thank you so much. We are on African perspectives. This is where we talk about important activities that affect Africa. We look at issues from the perspective of Africans. How do Africans see the world? What are the things that affect Africa as a people? As a continent, what are these things that we do? We need to look into ourselves to assess it. That's what African perspective stands for. Are we seeing the world the way we should see it? Are we seeing it through someone else's eyes? That is African perspective for us. And we'll be bringing it to you right from here at Koha Television and Joliba
Live
Live
news.
News.
Yeah.
To always come to you. And we promise that it's going to be introspective, retrospective, and we're also going to make sure that it's going to give us a way to look at the world as Africans. Not just as a human being, we don't need to just enjoy what is going on in the world. We need to determine and see things from our own views. What do you think?
No, you're right. For a long time, Africans have depended on foreign countries, but I think there's a growing interest now to look inwards, and that's what this program is all about.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there's a growing interest, and some things has caused that. Things are happening, and Africans are asking themselves questions. Every day we see that young Africans are running out of the continent.
Mm-hmm.
Young Africans are finding it hard to feed. Education is there, people feel that it's suffering. Social systems, people feel that it's collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of perspectives. Now, who is going to save Africa? African perspective. That's what we mean.
That's
Who
correct.
is going to save Africa? Now, one of the most topical issues right now, currently, is the emergence of Donald Trump as the US president for the second time. And then when we ask question, who is going to save Africa? You realize that some persons may attribute that quality, that savior, to an outsider. And today we want to ask a question. What does Trump's presidency mean to Africans as a people? What does the president of another country in another continent mean to Africans? We ask this question because we believe that US has a strong power. US is a powerful nation. Now, whoever becomes the president of the US determines a lot in the world. Now, as Africans, what does that mean to us? I would want us to discuss more. Feel free, share our thoughts.
Okay.
So, to you, what do you think that Donald Trump emerging for the second time as the president of the United States, what do you think it means to an ordinary African?
Yeah, first of all, the gentleman has been president before. He was there between 2016 or so to 2021. So this is not the first time he's coming. And eventually, there was a COVID, the global pandemic, and then that helped him to push him out of power. Then he went through a series of litigations and trials for all kinds of allegations inside America. So it just shows what resilience can do. I mean, even at a personal level, I've been encouraged by him to see that if you're persistent, if you're courageous, you will achieve whatever your goal is. So that's one of the lessons I've learned. And also, we've seen, the power of American democracy, and institutions. And in spite of all the things that threw at him, the system held, and he was able to campaign, and they voted for him en masse, and he has emerged as the next president of America. So that's a very wonderful thing. But I think you're right when we have to segregate our discussion in different angles. Yes. There's a political angle, there's a social angle to it, there's an economic angle to it, and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with respect to the political angle, I think that Trump presidency, it's if you look at the way he's approaching the issue, It's
I think
talking about.
you mentioned something that is very important.
Okay.
The personal aspect. As a human being,
Mm-hmm.
Trump has given us an example of persistence,
Resilience.
resilience. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So that is one angle that I never thought about before coming to this studio.
Okay.
The idea that someone with doggedness gets what they want
Eventually.
eventually,
Yeah.
while trusting the system.
Yes.
So that is one area that, as a people, not even as just as Africans, but
Mm-hmm.
as a human being, you need to pick from the fact that you may lose what you have,
Mm-hmm.
you may lose, and then if you keep resilience,
At
you
it.
keep going at it, you're going
Mm-hmm.
to pick up and still get back even much more than what
That's
you got
correct. That's correct. That's
earlier.
what he proved.
That's
That's
something
what he
that
proved.
is worth emulating
Yeah.
as Africans, because right now, citizens, nations, we are fighting, trying to survive.
Mm.
We are losing, few times we win. But
Mm.
I believe that from that personal example, so many persons have shown this
Mm.
as that if you keep going on what you are doing,
Mm-hmm.
you'll eventually achieve such a dream.
That's correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. Determination is the key.
Mm.
I know challenges is not. They are not there to stop us.
Mm.
They are there to prove that we are strong enough, that we are capable, and that our victory will be sweeter. So when all the things they threw at him, I mean, some people would have buckled and then given up and all that, but he continued. And now the end result
It's
is
his second term.
the second term, and a very glorious one at that. And he has a chance to turn America to the shape that he actually wants it to be, more emboldened. What he's going to do in this second term, he could even have tried it if he had continued.
Yes.
But now that the Americans have seen all that they threw at him and still voted for him, that is an enormous, what they call political capital, So his enemies have done the most they can do against him.
Yes.
And the Americans are giving him the power. So he's
go-
now using it. That's why in
go
the first
again.
day, he signed over 200 executive orders,
Yes.
unprecedented in American history.
Yes.
Because he wants to turn the country, 180 degree around immediately.
Yes, thank you so much. Just like you mentioned earlier, we're going to discuss the political. We're going to look at the political aspect, what this means to Africa. Then we look at the economy, because at the end of the day, the ability for people to provide for themselves matters a lot.